Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite girl Imani Bailey, and I'm back with another video, and today is very special. Today, now we have
Original.
She said no.
we have a couple minutes until my birthday. I'm filming this on my birthday. It's gonna roll off on my birthday, and yeah, so later on I'm having dinner, and I will try to film a vlog for you all later on I don't want to say on my actual birthday because it's about to be my birthday in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna pour myself a cocktail, and we're gonna go over the 23 things that I've learned in my 23 years on this earth. So if you do not know me, I am turning 24 years old in like a couple of minutes. I'm turning 24 years old in a couple of minutes, and I just want to say before we get into the video that I am very thankful for everybody who has supported me, all of my friends, anyone who watches my YouTube videos, anyone who likes my Instagram pictures because that helps me out with affiliates and businesses. Just anyone who's bought for my lashes, anybody who has ever supported me, I'm very thankful for you. I'm thankful for you watching this video. I hope you enjoy this video because I've actually put a lot of time and thought, and I wrote down everything that I've learned in my 23 years of living on this earth. Well, not everything because we will be here forever, but so let's get into it. Okay, so these are in no specific order. And if you just watched my Housewives Chit Chat Get Ready With Me, go ahead and watch that. This is a pajama party, y'all. I got my pajamas on. See, I want y'all to see. I was gonna go out today, but I decided against it. So I'm filming and bringing in my birthday in with y'all. So I hope y'all appreciate this. Okay, you better. Okay, so the first thing that I've learned in my 23 years of being on this earth is, one, to don't take things personal. Now, I want to say I've heard this saying, and I'm pretty sure you've heard this saying a lot, don't take things personal, but I never really understood the validity of this saying. I just learned it this year, literally, how important this saying is. And I want to say, when you put things in a different perspective and you don't take things personal, how people treat you, however someone treats you, if they lie to you, if they manipulate you, if they do certain things to you, it's not really about you, and it's probably about half of the time people are projecting their insecurities, their trauma, and their mistrust for themselves on you, because a lot of people in this world do not spend the time to become self-aware. So when someone's treating you or lying to you or doing bad things to you, do not take it personal, because a lot of times people are walking in their own ignorance. A lot of time people are literally products of their own environment, okay sis? So don't take things personal. I tell myself this every time I feel like I'm about to get offended when someone does something to me or says something. The second thing that I learned is, just because they know better, they will not do better. How many times have you known better but you really did not do better? And I feel like a lot of times people project these stipulations on other people, expecting them to do better. But it's like, sometimes I've really known better, but I really did not do better. I've done it myself, so I cannot expect everyone to always know better and do right by me, because I can't even do it myself. So people are literally walking projections. The third thing, never trust someone who says they have no regrets. Okay, like I hear this all the time, like, I have no regrets, I live life with no regrets, I have completely no regrets. Never trust someone who has no regrets. I do believe at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason, but at the same time, if people cannot take ownership for their actions and how they played a part in certain things, and have at least a regret, I regret doing this, or I regret doing that. Like, anyone should have at least one regret or a couple of regrets. Like, I regret not going to the school, but then at the same time I'm glad I did because this is that. Or I regret doing this, or I regret not forgiving this person in time. Someone should have some type of regret or remorse, because when you regret something, that shows that you knew you could have done better, but you didn't. And it takes a very mature person to realize that. The fourth thing is, ask him what he looks for in a woman. So if you ask somebody what they look for in a woman, a man, and he says, I'm looking for a strong, independent woman just like my mom, dead it, sis. Dead it. It's done, okay? It's done. It's done. Don't ever date someone or continue to frolic with someone, a man who says they're looking for an independent, strong woman like their mom. 9 times out of 10, I'm not looking down on anyone who has a one-parent household. That's beautiful. But 9 times out of 10, he's always, more than likely, if he's saying this, going to under-deliver. He's going to under-deliver as a protector and a provider because he saw his mom having to overcompensate for the fact that nobody was the protector and provider in the household. A lot of men who lived in one-parent households, they're like, oh yeah, I like my mom was able to do this, but they're not going to project that onto a woman and meet you not even halfway. And not even meet you halfway. They will understand their role. An alpha male, mature male will understand his role as a protector and a provider. He will not try to project what his mother had to overcompensate for on you, okay? I'm telling you. Number 5 is parents are people too. I've come to realization that, like, of course I knew my parents were people, but at the end of the day, forgiveness runs a long way, and I had to learn to forgive my parents because a lot of times people are in their own trauma. Like, all that they know is all they know, and that's all they know. And if people grew up in a certain cycle, and generational curses are very real, a lot of times your parents will underdeliver on, I don't know, showing how they love you, or showing how to communicate, or showing how to be a protector or provider, or if they weren't there. People are battling their own things, and so are our parents. And especially depending on when they had you or what was going on, they've probably kind of been combative in putting things on you. So I learned my parents did the best that they could with what they had, and I had to learn to forgive them for what they did, what they lacked. 6th thing I learned, to travel more. Travel is one of the best things that you can possibly invest in. If you're going to be a consumer of something and buy something, I say buy memories. Buying memories is one of the most important things, because at the end of the day, when you die or when you're on your deathbed, everyone knows, at the end of the day, the only thing we do know about life is that everyone comes to an end. And when people are on their deathbed, a lot of times they are reflecting the relationships that they did not keep. And that's leading into my next thing. Relationships are so important in life. Do not go through life cutting people off, saying that you do not need anybody, because at the end of the day, material things, you don't die with them. When people are on their deathbed, the funniest thing, I had a doctor, my doctor said to me, I have never ever in my years of my career saw someone lying in their deathbed and said, I wish I made more money. They've always referred to a relationship that they did not fix, they did not have, or they wish they would have fixed, they wish they would have reached out to. It's always about relationships and about love. No one dies on their deathbed saying, I wish I made more money. Number 7 is boundaries. Boundaries are very important, and I did not realize the validity of this. I realized I've always had boundaries, but I never called them this. Every woman or every man should have communication boundaries, financial boundaries, and sexual boundaries. These 3 things are for you and to protect you. Do not ever allow someone to make you feel bad about your boundaries. Either they will respect them or they can leave. Like I like to say, get right or get left. Your boundaries are near and dear to your heart. Communication boundaries, example. I'm not taking calls after 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if a man is calling you at 11 and you really like him, you need to respect yourself and say, hey, I told him I'm not taking calls after 10 p.m. And he should respect you by not calling you after 10 p.m. Financial boundaries. I'm not spending this, da-da-da-da. Follow that. Sexual boundaries. I'm not being with someone if they're not my boyfriend. Or if they are not my boyfriend, I'm only doing 2 positions with them. Not everyone should have access to you sexually. You don't have to be celibate or whatever, but you should have sexual boundaries. Because these men will walk all over you, I promise you. If someone is not your boyfriend, you need to have a boundary for that. If someone is your boyfriend, you need to have a boundary for that. When someone is your husband, they can access everything. Everyone should have boundaries. 8th, it's not about you. I've learned this recently this year because growing up I was the only child. Everyone used to always say, "It's not about you, Imani, not everything's about you." Like I literally hated it. I didn't know what they were talking about. But the older I got, the more I realized that things are really not about me. Things are really not about you watching this. When women always complain, like not complain, when women always gloat about like, yeah, my ex, he always texts me. It's been like 3 years. He be hitting me up. He still want to see me. He still love me because it's good. He know I'm not going. He know this is good. He not going nowhere. Sister girl, it's not about you. Half of the time, people are hitting you up or calling you, even friends, because 1, they might have a trauma bond with you. 2, they might be codependent on you. 3, they just might want to fluff in their ego. Hey, I could still hit it after 3 years of being broken up with her. It's not about you. At the end of the day, most people do things for their benefit. So when you realize when it's not about you, you'll find more peace. Number 9, gratitude. Gratitude is my word for 2021, and I learned a lot about gratitude in 2020. I read a book. Check out my favorite book and podcast video that you will see somewhere on the screen or either down below in my description box, and it talks about gratitude and the powerfulness that you have when you walk in gratitude. Gratitude and thankfulness are 2 different things. Being thankful for something is just saying, hey, I'm thankful for this. Having gratitude is when you face adversity for something and you realize all the things that God has gotten you through, and you don't even really face adversity because you know that He's gotten you through this. He will give you food, or He will give you the finances. You don't even complain when you have gratitude because you know. Another example, very, very short example about gratitude is when, hey, you go to Walmart, right? A lot of us, we try to look for the closest parking spot, especially if it's dark, right? Now, most people will not go for the first empty parking spot they see. Why? Because they always think they'll find something better. That is walking in gratitude. That will show you that you lack gratitude. A person who walks in gratitude will just automatically go for that first spot that they see and be thankful and gracious that they were able to have it. So if you're one of those people, you might need to work on your gratitude. Number 10, healthcare. I just got my first corporate job. Like, healthcare, sis, what? The United States is a... We're not even going to go into it. Number 11, the power of femininity. Oh, I love being a woman. I love it so much. Being a woman is so near dear to my heart. Being a feminine woman is just even better. Now, a lot of women do not walk in femininity. 1, because it's very hard to switch off your alphaness and your femininity. And a lot of women, because of the brokenness and the trauma that they've been walking in, they view femininity as a weakness. Or I'm just an alpha woman. Like, no, our bodies are made to receive. Biologically, how we're built, we're made to receive, if you know what I'm talking about. So being a woman is literally all about receiving, sitting, and just being a woman. As a woman, you're not chasing after men. That's acting in masculinity. A man who is a masculine man will find you, I promise you. As a woman, we have the ability and the gratefulness to just be. And when you are walking your femininity, you will understand, like, wow, I'm not going against the grain anymore, and I'm not using up my energy by being so masculine, and you will attract the type of man that you want. Number 12. Comparison is the thief of joy. Now, whether I know it or not, I found myself comparing myself to a lot, especially with Instagram, and it was kind of subconscious. I would see people brag about, like, I'm 23 and I have this, I'm 22 and I have this, especially after I graduated college, and I realized that everyone is running their own race. Number 13, the gift of pain is perspective. I'm gonna say it again. The gift of pain is perspective. Whenever you're going through something that is very hurtful and it hurts you, you gain perspective, and you need to cherish that. Number 14, tequila is not tequila unless it's made in Tequila, Mexico. Did y'all know that? Just like champagne, If you do know, champagne is not champagne unless it's made in Champagne, France. That's why a lot of times when you go to restaurants, it says bubbly or it says brut. It's not allowed to say champagne because real champagne has to be made from Champagne, France. Now, that is just like tequila. Real tequila has to be made in Tequila, Mexico in order for it to be real tequila. Over half of the tequila made here in the US is not real tequila. Now, it's made from agave plants, but it's not real tequila. Number 15, corporate America. It's not as bad as they say it is, but it teaches you a lot. It toughens you up. It teaches you a lot. I feel like everyone needs to experience corporate America. It will teach you how to be a gladiator, just like in Scandal. Number 16, how the rich stay rich and don't pay taxes. Financial literacy, like what? I'm not drunk, I promise. I get tongue-tied all the time, but financial literacy is very important. They don't teach that in school, of course, for a reason. And learning about it is important. The rich stay rich and will never get overtaxed. The way the United States system is made, when people cry out for more taxation, it really only hurts the middle class and the poor. The rich stay rich, one, because most of them have businesses. And as a business, do you know that you tax yourself after all your expenses? So you can, if you make $100,000 in your business, Rich Dad Poor Dad, read Rich Dad Poor Dad, read Millionaire Next Door, read Think and Grow Rich, read, hold on, employees to pay. Corporations are allowed to charge all of their expenses and then get taxed on what is left over. So if you have a corporation, you're allowed to do the same thing. That's why the rich stay rich. Because middle class and poor people think the more money I make, the more rich I will be. The more money you make, the more taxes you'll get taken out of. That's what I learned. 17, stress will make you sick. Stress is, stay away from it. If any man or any friend is stressing you out, they need to go. I'm not saying people are not going to stress you out, but if you don't know how to manage your stress properly, you are not going to be healthy. Stress will make you sick physically and mentally, but mainly physically. 18, a coffee shop is not a coffee shop in Europe, okay? That's all we're gonna say with that. Y'all can look it up, but somebody asks you to go to a coffee shop in Europe, don't expect coffee. Number 19, the truth is seldomly told, but is always learned. That is wise. The truth is seldomly told, but is always learned. Most people will not tell the truth. Companies will not tell you the truth. The government will not tell you the truth, but through research and through findings, you will learn the truth. Number 20, do not look for love. As a woman, I've learned, do not look for love. It is not your job to look for love. As a feminine woman, like I said, we're made to receive. We have a receiving energy. Oh, my battery's about to die. We're gonna hurt this up. Number 21, wanting stability is okay. White women are taught to chase stability. Black women are taught for survival. Wanting to be stable in your relationship is okay. Know that that is okay. If you want to spend more than 8 to 6 to 12 weeks after you have a child, that is okay. You need to chase a man who's, not chase a man, you need to be with a man who's financially stable. 22, always learn. You should always be learning something. You should always have a hobby. You should always be trying to, do not be stagnant. If you want to be wealthy or do whatever or help people, do not ever be stagnant. We are always learning. The importance of self-reflection is very big. And the last thing is, if you are with someone or with a man, ask him what book he is reading. If he's not reading a book, sis, he is not for you. He's not focused on always learning. And I hope y'all enjoyed these 23 things that I learned from 23 years I've been on this planet. It's 23 years I've been on this planet. Look, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much. And like I always say, stay true to yourselves.